Even now, if you do not turn and come to God the Father and submit to Him, God has selected His most destructive arrow and has pointed it straight at your heart, and merely waits to unleash the full weight of His fury and anger upon you. And it is solely by His grace and mercy that He has not released it already. There is no excuse that you can muster. There is no hope in your own performance to appease His anger, and no pledge or promise you can make to undo your spiritual adultery that you have committed against your faithful Father. You see, in the sight of God, you have played the part of a whoring wife. You have slept with the enemy. Despite the unconditional love given to you and the constant doting upon you and the riches of His glory that He has laid out for you in giving you the gift of life. For the exaltation of anything above God, even for the shortest amount of time, is equivalent to being spiritually promiscuous. God is jealous for our worship. And when we worship things like sex, money, clothes, music, presidents, partying, alcohol, our own country, education, family, or friends above Him, we are stealing the worship that is rightfully due to God. And just like we would be appalled if a man who was pleased when another man tried to seduce his wife, so what kind of God would He be if He was not bothered by us worshiping other things as gods? We minimize God. We make Him bite-sized, insignificant, and vague in order to ease our own consciences. But God will not stand by passively, allowing Himself to be misrepresented. He will take action, and unless you take action, the fierceness of the wrath of God could fall upon you this very day. You are not promised tomorrow. There is no promise even for the next few moments. Death comes both to the wise and to the foolish in swift and unexpected ways. The healthy and the sick die sooner than they expect and without warning. Both the young and the old find life to be all too short. Life is fleeting, and the furnace of hell, where God pours out His wrath for an eternity, is real. Do not be swayed, then, by the sweet talker that tickles your ears, saying, peace now and life tomorrow. Live it up now or die in sorrow. Do not be captivated by the voice of the one who claims that the good life is measured by the amount of fun you can have. But wait, you say, I know Him, I do serve Him. Well, if that were true, then your life would show it. So let us examine your Monday to Saturday. Let's see the life that you live day in and day out. Who among you will volunteer to kneel before the bow of God's wrath and give account of his life? Which one of you would volunteer to even give account of your last week? Not I. For if I were to say, judge me, Lord, according to my righteousness, it would not take long for God's arm to grow tired of my pathetic excuse-making, and I would be pinned to the ground as death quickly saps all life from me. As Pastor Haynes has said and put it, I know who I am at midnight. The more I examine myself, the more darkness I reveal until I completely remove every glimmer of light. And I realize that all those things that were good about me were rooted in my own sinful selfishness and my desire to be seen as a good person. There is no hope for my wicked heart to stand before God. and there is no hope for your darkened soul to disguise itself as light.